Stop waiting to be happy. Stop telling yourself that happiness will finally arrive when life becomes easier, when you have more money, when someone loves you, when you reach a certain goal, or when everything around you is exactly the way you want it to be. If you keep placing happiness somewhere in the future, you may spend your entire life chasing a moment that never comes. How often have you said, "I'll be happy when"? I'll be happy when I get the right job. I'll be happy when I lose the weight. I'll be happy when I have more success. I'll be happy when people finally understand me. I'll be happy when my problems disappear. But there is always another condition waiting behind the first one. You reach one goal, and the mind quickly creates another reason to delay your joy. Happiness is not a prize waiting for you at the end of a difficult road. It is a choice you can begin making in this very moment. You do not need permission to feel peaceful. You do not need a perfect life before you can appreciate your life. You do not have to earn the right to love yourself. This moment is where your life is happening. Not yesterday, which has already passed. Not tomorrow, which has not yet arrived. Your life is here. Your breath is here. Your opportunity to choose a different thought is here. And perhaps the most powerful thing you can do today is stop fighting against where you are long enough to discover what is still beautiful within it. You may not have everything you want, but you can still find something to be grateful for. You may be facing uncertainty, but you can still trust that you have the strength to meet whatever comes. You may have been hurt, disappointed, or rejected, but those experiences do not have to become your identity. You are more than what happened to you. You are more than your mistakes. You are more than the opinions of people who failed to see your worth. Begin speaking to yourself with kindness. The words you repeat inside your mind become the atmosphere in which you live. If you constantly tell yourself that life is terrible, that nothing works, that you are not enough, your heart will begin to believe those words. But you can choose differently. You can gently begin to say, "I am learning to trust life. I am worthy of peace. I do not have to have everything figured out. I choose to be on my own side." You do not need to force happiness. You do not need to pretend that pain does not exist. Real happiness is not the denial of difficult feelings. Sometimes you need to cry. Sometimes you need to rest. Sometimes you need to admit that something hurts. Allow yourself to feel what you feel without making yourself wrong for it. Love yourself even on the days when you do not feel joyful. Healing begins when you stop treating yourself as a problem that must be fixed. Look at how far you have already come. There were moments you thought you would never survive, and yet you are here. There were days when you felt lost, and somehow you found another morning. There were times when you did not know what to do next, and still life continued to lead you one step at a time. Give yourself credit for the strength you have shown. Perhaps happiness has been quietly waiting for you to stop looking so far away. It may be in the warmth of the morning sun, in a peaceful breath, in a kind conversation, in music that touches your heart, or in the simple realization that you no longer have to carry every burden from your past. You are allowed to put down the guilt. You are allowed to release the resentment. You are allowed to stop punishing yourself for being human. You cannot change yesterday by worrying about it today. You cannot control every detail of tomorrow by being afraid of it now, but you can choose what you will believe about yourself in this moment. You can choose to see yourself as someone deserving of love, peace, abundance, and joy. Do not wait for another person to make you feel complete. Relationships can add beauty to your life, but your relationship with yourself is the foundation upon which everything else stands. Be the person who speaks kindly to you. Be the person who forgives you. Be the person who believes that better days are possible. And if happiness feels far away today, do not give up. Simply take one small step toward yourself. Take a breath. Notice something beautiful. Say one kind thing to your reflection. Let one hopeful thought enter your mind. Small moments of self-love can become the beginning of a completely different life. So stop waiting for the perfect circumstances. Stop postponing your joy until you become someone else or life becomes something else. You are alive now. You are growing now. You are becoming now. Let yourself experience the gift of this day, exactly as it is. The greatest change may begin when you finally understand this happiness is not waiting somewhere ahead of you. It begins the moment you stop abandoning the present and start loving the life that is already in your hands. Choose peace today. Choose gratitude today. Choose yourself today. You do not have to wait for happiness to come and find you. Open your heart, soften your thoughts, and allow yourself to recognize that the possibility of happiness has been within you all along. And as you move forward, remember that you are not required to have a reason for every moment of joy. You do not need to explain why you are smiling. You do not need to justify why you choose peace after everything you have been through. Sometimes we become so accustomed to struggle that happiness feels unfamiliar. We begin to wonder if it is safe to relax. We wait for something to go wrong. We hold our breath, expecting life to take away the good things. But you are allowed to feel safe in a peaceful moment. You are allowed to enjoy your life without feeling guilty about it. You are allowed to laugh, even though you have known sadness. You are allowed to celebrate, even though there are still things you wish to change. Happiness and growth can exist together. You do not have to suffer constantly in order to prove that you are working hard on your life. There is a beautiful freedom in releasing the idea that you must struggle before you deserve something good. You do not have to exhaust yourself to deserve rest. You do not have to be perfect to deserve love. You do not have to achieve everything before you deserve to feel proud of yourself. You are worthy right now, while you are learning, growing, changing, and becoming. The habit of waiting can become a very comfortable prison. We tell ourselves that next year will be different. Next month I will start living. When I have more confidence, I will speak up. When I have more time, I will follow my dreams. When I have more money, I will enjoy myself. But life does not always give us a perfect signal telling us that it is finally time to begin. The time to begin living is when you realize that this moment will never come again. Do not allow your dreams to become another place where you hide from the present. Dreaming is wonderful. Having goals is wonderful. Creating a better future is a beautiful act of faith. But do not sacrifice today's peace for tomorrow's possibilities. Walk toward what you want while still appreciating where your feet are standing. You can want more without believing that what you have is worthless. You can work towards success without hating yourself during the journey. You can improve your life without constantly telling yourself that your current life is not good enough. There is a difference between loving growth and rejecting the present. One comes from hope, the other comes from fear. Choose hope. When you wake up, do not immediately ask what is wrong with your life. Ask yourself what is still possible. Ask what you can appreciate. Ask what loving thought you can carry with you through the day. The first thoughts you choose can gently shape the way you experience the hours ahead. You might say to yourself, "Today, I choose peace wherever I can find it. Today, I release the need to control everything. Today, I trust myself to handle what comes. Today, I will not make my worth dependent on other people's approval. Today, I give myself permission to be happy." These are not empty words when you allow yourself to practice them. A loving thought repeated consistently can slowly create a new way of seeing yourself and your world. At first, you may not completely believe every positive thing you say. That is all right. You do not have to force yourself. Simply become willing to consider a kinder possibility. Maybe life can get better. Maybe you are stronger than you think. Maybe you deserve more love than you have allowed yourself to receive. Maybe the future does not have to be feared. Maybe happiness does not have to wait. Sometimes the greatest burden is not the problem itself, but the story we keep repeating about the problem. We say, "This always happens to me." We say, "Nothing ever changes." We say, "I will never be happy." And then we continue searching for evidence that proves those painful beliefs. What if you stopped telling that story? What if you allowed yourself to write a new one? Your past may explain some of your fears, but it does not have to decide your future. What happened years ago does not have to control the thoughts you choose today. You can honor your experiences without remaining trapped inside them. You can learn from the pain without making pain your permanent home. Forgiveness can also become a doorway to happiness. Forgiveness does not mean that what happened was acceptable. It does not mean you must welcome harmful people back into your life. Sometimes forgiveness simply means that you are no longer willing to carry poison inside your own heart because of what someone else did. Release what you are ready to release. You do not have to do it all at once. Healing is not a race. Take your time. Be patient with yourself. Some wounds need tenderness, not pressure. Some answers arrive slowly. Some changes happen quietly. Trust that every small act of self-respect is helping you build a life that feels more peaceful. And please stop comparing your journey to someone else's. You may see another person's success, relationship, home, confidence, or happiness and imagine that they have everything you lack. But you are seeing only a small part of their story. Comparison steals your attention from the life that is asking to be loved by you. Come back to yourself. Your path is your path. Your timing is your timing. Your life does not need to look like anyone else's to be meaningful. There is no universal schedule for happiness. You have not failed because you are still searching, still learning, or starting again. Beginning again is not proof that you are broken. It is proof that you have not given up. Every morning can be an invitation to begin again. You can choose a new thought. You can make a healthier decision. You can speak more kindly. You can let go of one old fear. you can take one step towards something that matters to you. Never underestimate the power of one small change repeated with love. Perhaps you have spent years waiting for someone to rescue you from unhappiness. Maybe you have waited for a relationship, an opportunity, an apology, or a miracle to finally make everything feel right. But there is something powerful that happens when you stop waiting to be rescued and begin becoming your own loving support. Hold your own hand, encourage yourself, protect your peace, celebrate your progress, believe that you deserve good things. You are not alone in your journey, but you must stop leaving yourself behind while trying to make everyone else happy. Your needs matter. Your feelings matter. Your dreams matter. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is one of the clearest ways you can honor the life you have been given. And when difficult days come, because they will, do not decide that happiness has disappeared forever. A hard day is only a hard day. A painful chapter is only one chapter. Do not turn temporary feelings into permanent conclusions. Rest when you need to. Ask for support when you need to. Give yourself permission to move slowly. Then remind yourself that life is always changing, and you are always being offered another chance to respond with love. You do not have to chase happiness until you are exhausted. Instead, create space for it. Clear away the thoughts that constantly tell you that you are not enough. Release the endless conditions you place upon your own joy. Stop saying, "I will be happy when." Begin saying, "I can find something to love about this moment now." Look around. There is something here. A breath, a possibility, a lesson, a person, a dream still alive inside you, a new beginning waiting quietly beneath your fear. Happiness may not always arrive as excitement. Sometimes it arrives as acceptance. Sometimes it is the deep exhale after you finally stop fighting yourself. Sometimes it is choosing not to answer negativity with negativity. Sometimes it is sitting quietly and realizing that, for this one moment, you are enough. Let that moment matter. Let yourself receive the good that is already present. Stop closing your heart because you are afraid that happiness will not last. Nothing in life is promised forever, but that does not make a beautiful moment less valuable. Enjoy what is here while it is here. Love deeply. Laugh freely. Be grateful without demanding guarantees. This is your life, not the life you will someday begin after everything is perfect. Not the life you will finally appreciate when everyone approves of you. This life, this breath, this day. Choose to meet it with an open heart. So from this moment forward, release the habit of postponing your joy. Continue to dream, continue to grow, continue to improve, but stop believing that happiness lies at the end of the journey. Let it walk beside you. Let gratitude become your companion. Let self-love become your foundation. Let peace be something you practice now, not something you promise yourself later. You have waited long enough to feel worthy. You have waited long enough to enjoy your own life. The future will always be uncertain, but this moment is yours to experience. So breathe deeply, forgive gently, love yourself completely, and allow happiness to enter without asking it to prove that it will stay forever. Stop waiting for life to become perfect before you let yourself smile. The most beautiful beginning may be the simple decision you make today. I will no longer postpone my happiness. I choose to live, to love, and to appreciate this moment now. There is no need to rush towards some imaginary finish line where you finally become worthy of joy. You are not a project that must be completed before you can be loved. You are a human being, and every part of your journey, the uncertainty, the learning, the mistakes, and the beautiful progress, is worthy of compassion. Today, give yourself a gift that no one else can give you: your own acceptance. Stop demanding that you be stronger, smarter, richer, more successful, or more perfect before you allow yourself to feel good. You can still have dreams and accept yourself. You can still desire change and love who you are today. When your mind begins to say, "Not yet," gently answer, "Why not now? Why not enjoy this meal now? Why not appreciate your body now? Why not forgive yourself now? Why not take that small step toward your dream now? Why not let yourself smile now?" The truth is, life will always offer another reason to worry, if that is what you are searching for. But it will also offer reasons to be grateful when you are willing to notice them. Your attention is powerful. What you consistently focus on begins to shape your experience of life. Choose to notice what is working. Notice the strength in your heart. Notice the lessons you have learned. Notice the people who bring kindness into your life. Notice the simple miracles that you once overlooked because you were too busy waiting for something bigger. You do not have to wait for a perfect day to begin feeling blessed. This ordinary moment may be more precious than you realize. One day, you may look back and understand that the life you were waiting to escape was filled with small moments you would have loved to experience more fully. So be here now. Love what you can, change what you can, release what you cannot control, and above all, stop postponing your own happiness. Your life is not waiting in the future. It is calling to you in this moment, asking you to open your heart and finally say, "I am here. I am enough."